Spiritual trap number 4 is that you're only in your ego sometimes. From a very young age, we were studying Dr. Freud, who told us what the ego was and the different facets of the human ego. It is the identity of I. I am me. I am separate from everything around me. We have these elements of our ego, which is part of our thinking mind. It's our decision maker. It's our defense mechanism. It's the thing that tests reality around us and then places us at where we fall within that reality. And then when we look at the narrative of the spiritual community, there's a lot around the ego. We target the ego, and there's a lot of terminology around killing the ego, getting rid of the ego, fully stepping out of your ego. And while there's a little bit of truth to that, you're not actually doing it yet. None of us are actually doing it yet. If we still have singular thoughts, I am thinking something, I am still in my ego. And so there's a lot of mumbo jumbo and lingo out there. You're in your ego right now. Oh, I was just in my ego. Well, if you can point that out, you're also still in your ego. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because we're not looking to kill the ego.
Mm-hmm. So the ego is a survival mechanism, right? It's born from being born into this reality as a human being, all 5 senses coming online: sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. And these senses are reporting back to the brain, I am this singular identity. I need to survive in my environment. And so it comes from survival. It comes from comparing yourself to your environment to feel safe. And in society, we think, okay, well, I don't want to be in my ego. I don't want to be selfish. I want to be accommodating to others. I don't want to be all about me, ego. Well, that's the human part of it. So how can you be only in your ego sometimes? We're this human vessel. We are the ego identifying as this human vessel, right? All of the time. It's not just something like, oh, he's being cocky or she's being cocky or arrogant. They're just in their ego, silly them. You are it all the time. So this is creating a duality of being in the ego and not in the ego. That's a separation again, right? Duality is separation, comparing experiences. It's a thought thinking it's out of ego. The thought recognizing whether it's in ego or out of ego, it's all thought. Thought thinking about other thought.
And it's like if you're still categorizing, if you're still comparing, if you're still judging, if you're still compartmentalizing, all of that is ego. And what happens as we evolve through our awakening is our ego also evolves. So we might not compare, categorize, and pattern certain things that we used to, but because we're growing and our awareness is growing, that ego is growing with us. We're like side by side in it. And then we get to unravel and unpack new layers that we're categorizing or that we're judging or that we're separating, eventually getting to the highest point where we no longer do that at all.
Mm-hmm. So as the ego is awakening to a greater reality, it thinks, wow, I'm this one, this personality awakening to a greater reality. It's still seeing the separation, right? It is intellectually thinking its way through awakening within a milestone timeline path. And the whole thinking process and the whole identifying process is the ego still being in it. So what awakening, fully awakening truly is the dissolvement of this human singular identity that thinks I am a me, I'm going through all this. And I'll read a little passage from my book explaining that what the singular identity is and when you fully awaken, what it falls back into. Here we go. So as humans with one body, one personality, one mind, and one focal point of self-awareness, in our current experience, we only know one identity. When the human mind created identity finally dissolves its attachments to its singular experience, your awareness expands back into your multiple identities beyond this human experience. You have so many identities that it's impossible to pinpoint yourself as only one. And because of this, past life remembrance reintegrates back to the current and multiple experiences your soul is having right now. You become fully aware again of all the other experiences you have been having, realizing that none of them ever stopped while you were immersed in the seemingly singular human experience. As awareness, you are simultaneously experiencing an infinite number of self-expressions, fully present and aware within each one. This is the nature of your true self. Identity is not a fixed thing. It's a forever evolving concept and not a fixed point of reality. What you really are is everything, everywhere, happening all of the time. Your soul is infinite potentiality, never remaining one thing, always in motion and forever experiencing itself. So that's this whole thing. Fully awakening is awareness, the gap being created between your ego identity, this human ego identity, and your awareness. And you're expanding back out of this one focal point of awareness back into full awareness of all your simultaneous identities and experiences all happening at one time. And you're stepping into full awareness of your full identity, which is a forever evolving concept, always changing, never one singular thing. Your soul level identity is everything, everywhere, happening all of the time. That is true reality.
And ego has become such an umbrella term without that full deep understanding of what's actually happening. So I love how you said it's like our identity is never a fixed point. So if we're still feeling like that fixed point, we're still in our ego. And most of us, 99.9% of us, are going to go our entire life still being in our ego. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's only a percentage of people that actually reach that stage of enlightenment here in the human form. And it's been under 200 in the whole existence of humanity. So it's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. And we've also channeled extensively around the soul experience. And you're still taking your ego with you beyond this human experience as well, until we reach enlightenment, which is inevitable for everyone. It's just a matter of time and space and the quantum and all of that. We all have the ability to get there. But using the term I'm in my ego or you're in your ego as an umbrella term is clarifying that there's a lack of understanding around it, because it's like, okay, if we notice a facet of our ego that we want to start working on, that singular sense of identity that's no longer serving us, what is the thing that we're actually going into? Getting like very, very specific, because it's different for each individual person. And although there might be these different categories of the ego that are still the same, we're all working at it from a different vantage point, from a different perspective. And so if we're truly working on our ego, what are the categorizations that we make? What are the patterns and habits and belief systems that we still separate into these different sections to therefore place ourselves in reality and place everything else in reality? And that's where lines start getting blurry. And that's where part of this awakening can be scary, once you start melding into that, like losing yourself in that identity. And that's where people get scared and back away. And what's happening? I don't know if I'm ready for this. This is weird. What am I? Who am I? Like, once those questions start coming through, then you're hitting the precipice of it. Like, then we're actually getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's typical. It's a survival mechanism, right? You're peeling back the layer of this human identity, and oh my gosh, there's so much more to me, but we stop it because it's scary. Who am I when I'm not the singular identity? And I fall back into all of my simultaneous identities all at one time. And a lot of us aren't realizing, well, that is what's happening. That is where this awakening process goes. So it's like you used all these egotistical things for survival. And it's like, well, some of them are useful, right? It's like you want to keep your physical body safe, keep it away from harm, keep it away from people who are going to harm you or hurt you. So those parts of your memory, of your conditioning, of the survival mechanisms, keep that, right? Because you want to keep yourself alive, you want to enjoy the human experience. But the parts of your ego that are still comparing yourself to other people, judging other people, categorizing other people in your environment, analyzing things, labeling things, you're still doing that, potentially not knowing you're doing it. And that is what's keeping you identified with this ego. So you have to see it, you realize it, you see it, you watch it, you laugh at it, and then you attempt to stop doing those things, because with shining a light on it, you're seeing what you're doing, and then that lets you be able to then remove that behavior. And as that behavior is removed over time, you're going to do it less and less, and those identifications are going to start falling away one by one, and that just makes you more and more present, more and more aware, getting you closer to your full awareness, simultaneous nature.
And don't get it twisted. We're still doing this too. We're not sitting here preaching something, saying that we're doing it all the time either.
We're literally working on this path with you as we speak. We're just speaking from experience of going through it.
And it's ongoing, and we probably will all be doing this forever. Maybe not, right? We have the goal of enlightenment in mind, but we want to separate ourselves from goals and get rid of any attachments. That's the key. Get rid of the identifications, get rid of the attachments, dissolve the layers that are no longer serving us. And then from there, we're able to reach this more pure state. And that's what all of this is about. So anybody claiming like I'm not in my ego, well, you just said I, so you are still in your ego. And this whole thing is to make it light and make it fun and like kind of take the pressure off a little bit too. Like obviously this is a lot of work, but it's showing that it's individual work. It's not enough just to say I'm in my ego, you're in your ego, that was egotistical, this is egotistical. Like it goes way beyond that, and we need to take it down to the micro level. What exactly am I doing? What are my patterns? Where am I categorizing? Okay, let me shed that. Oh, surprise, open door number 3. There's a new set of categorizations and labels and identifications and attachments. And so we're consistently peeling that back. And the more that you get used to it, the more fun it becomes. It's not supposed to be serious. It's not supposed to be like you have to go meditate all day long, give yourself 20 lashings every time you're in your ego. Like that was never the way. It never had to be it. It's just higher and higher levels of awareness and truly understanding exactly what we're working on. That's specific to you. Just like I'm working on stuff that's specific to me that you're not having to work on, and you're doing things that are specific to you that maybe I'm not there yet or haven't gotten to yet or have already dissolved. So like we're all just kind of in it together. So allowing ourselves to be patient with ourselves in all of this. And there is no rigid, you have to do it this way or that way, or you have to, or you have to kill and you have to murder and you have to get rid of all of these things. No, just like be in it, allow it, flow with it, dissolve it, notice it, play with it.
Yeah, like you said, patience is literally a patience practice. That's all it is. Like release the pressure, you work on it, you see it, you dissolve it, on to the next thing, see it, let it dissolve, work on the next thing. Just patience, 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 and in time it will happen. But it's like expectations, thinking like, oh, I've done all these things, now I'm ready for this enlightenment experience. Well, that's pushing away the very act of seeking for it, the ego seeking. And the ego is not actually here per se, right? It's just thinking, identifying as this experience, making it be perceived as a singular identity, thinking it's the only thing here right now, having this singular experience. So your patience, your allowance, and just waiting, just being is the process that dissolves the singular identity slowly.
The fact that you're still here watching this means you're ready. Definitely stick with us. Let us know what you think in the comments and stay tuned for the next spiritual chat.
Awesome. Love you guys.
We love you.